It's Carla Lazardo here with Bianca Guidotti, and welcome to our Season 2 finale of Queentuhan. Hi everyone! Hello to the Queendom! Hello, Mark! Congratulations! Bagong kasal!
Oh
Bianca
my
Guidotti.
god! Thank you. Thank you.
Work it. Unfortunately, si P will not be able to join us tonight kasi meron na siyang work scheduled months ago that unfortunately coincided with her schedule. But don't worry because, of course, she will be back for our next episodes. So, Mar, anyway, I wanted to talk to you muna about your wedding. How was it? It was just the other day. Kamusta naman yung feeling
Thank
ng
you.
bagong kasal?
Oh my god, grabe. It went whirlwind siya. Once it started, it kind of, alam mo yung tipong pagising ko sa umaga nung una, chill pa ako. Sabi ko, okay, because it was
Yeah.
just here in the house, we did everything ourselves basically. It was me, my mother-in-law, and my sister-in-law, and somehow we fixed up the house. We did flower arrangements. We fixed the garden out, the little fountain outside. We rented the chairs. Nagpagawa ako ng neon sign. We bought LED lights. Like, grabe, super sariling sikap. But it was so special kasi we were able to do that. Like, my tita my mommy Louie, my mother-in-law, and my father-in-law, while everyone, was eating, sila yung naghuhugas ng pinggan. Grabe. So, I'm so appreciative of all the work they did for us that day, and grabe. And thank you to Nice Print. Ay, ganun na. Sabi na,
Go!
grabe.
Magpasalamat ka na sa mga suppliers. No, but I know that you guys had this like really grand thing planned, but I was so happy I was able to watch virtually. It was really beautiful, Mar, and I'm so happy that you guys had a different kind of dream wedding, and it really was intimate and really lovely, and the whole queendom is super happy for you guys. So Greggy and Mar, congratulations! And I can't believe that it's already the end of season 2. Sobrang
Oo
bilis
nga.
ng panahon. Grabe, guys. So, thank you so much for the support sa passion project naming tatlo. We're super thankful that we've built a community, the Queendom. All of you have become family to us.
Yeah.
And if you are new to the show and you want to catch our other episodes, they are all uploaded on Spotify, on the Tripod Network Facebook page, and of course, yung YouTube channel ni Pia. Hello sa lahat ng mga nanonood. Mar, let's give our shoutouts.
All right. So first off, we want to say hi to Tony Polinas, Ezekiel Irwin, Jeremy Alonso, Riza Desierdo, Paulo Panganiban.
Hello to Har Pasamanero, Jesuit Nugas, Arniel Arellano, and then Alduin Bongao, and of course, everyone watching on YouTube and Spotify. Kung bago pa nga lang kayo dito, please join the Queendom group on Facebook kasi doon tayo nagchichikahan at nagkukwentuhan. Anyway, I want to get straight to our guest for tonight because it's such an honor to have her here with us. Actually, when I was writing her description, hindi ko alam kung ano lalagay ko kasi ang dami. So I tried to list down everything that this amazing queen has been doing and will continue to do. So for our guest tonight, she is a writer, actress, entrepreneur, advocate, and the first ever Miss Trans Global. Let's all give it up for Miss Mela Habijan. Queen Mela.
Hi!
Hi,
Good
Queen
evening,
Mela.
good evening, Carla, and good evening, Mrs. Bianca Guidotti Santos.
Oh my God! You're the first person to say that. OMG!
Ang ganda pakinggan. Bagay.
Diba? Ang lakas maka-heredera at maka-may-ari ng ano tawag dito, ng kumpanya.
I feel it. Actually, I don't know, Carla. You don't know this, I think, but Mela and my husband, Mel and my husband actually know each other from way before college, I think, right?
High
That's
school,
High school
actually.
pa.
so
Yeah,
fun.
high school pa. So,
What a small
Oh.
world.
super
Oh my
small
gosh.
world.
We go
So,
way back. Even if I claim that I am from Poveda, of course, people know that I go way back and I owe it to Ateneo High School why I became the beautiful woman that I am today. Pasasalamat parate sa Ateneo. And of course, we all share that one
Yeah,
big blue fight, right?
that's
yeah.
true. Oh my gosh, you know what? When I was reading everything that you've done, sabi ko, grabe. Because you're a comm major also,
I
right?
am a co-major,
Yeah,
yeah.
so fellow comm major. And you've done a little bit of everything. Ang galing talaga. So I guess I would describe you as a media and entertainment person. And of course, sa pandemic, di ba, grabe yung interruption sa mga tao in the industry. Ikaw, how did it affect you, Mela?
Oh, at the very beginning, it affected me so much. I was so anxious. Diba? I
Yeah.
was filled with anxiety because everything was shutting down in terms of all of my gigs. I had everything laid down on my end up until May. And
Yeah.
then beginning February, people were like worrying about what the condition would be. So sige, makikiramdam tayo. Everyone is playing it by ear. And then come February, the gigs that I set for March were being canceled already. So doon na nagsa-start. Doon na nagsa-start yung worry ko about the future because most of the things that I do involve gathering of people. So I host events, I act, I mentor students in Calabarzon. I am very much involved with people. And then all of a sudden, things went crazy, and then we experienced the lockdown. So on the first day of the lockdown, that was March 17.
Yeah.
Uh, sabi
I
ko,
remember that.
I remember it so clearly because it was announced that the next day, the day after, no one is allowed to go out already. So number one, sabi ko, paano mangyayari? Because I was living alone. I wasn't back here in Marikina. I am living alone. My parents were just in Marikina. I was in Pasig. But of course, walang sasakyan. So yun muna yung inalala ko, hala, paano ko uuwi? Kung uuwi man ako. And then, yun na, na-cancel na lahat ng trabaho. And the first question I asked, Lord, how will I survive? That was the very, very first question. It bothered me a lot. Because, you know naman, that being in the workforce, especially I am a freelancer, I depend on my job, day-to-day job, in terms of the things that I have committed already. So
Yeah.
very ano ko doon. Kumbaga parang I'm very passionate about the things that I do. Yes, Carla, I do a lot of things. And I love that with me because I get to wear different hats every day. If today I'm an actress, tomorrow I'm a writer, the next day I'm a host. And I love that cycle already. And then all of a sudden, it was taken away from me. So it bothered me a lot. So the confusion of what's going to happen and where will I get my source of livelihood?
Yeah.
Diba? So I was self-sustaining. I think up until now, I'm still self-sustaining because I get little gigs every now and then, but they're not as often as it was before. But I've already told this in the past interviews. You are seeing right now this altar of mine with two of the boys I really admire the most. They are Thai actors called, this is Win Metawin and Bright Vachirawit. They are
Yeah.
the biggest Thai BL actors now. Why do I have an altar of them here? Because they were the ones who helped me cope in the beginning of the pandemic, when I viewed together the series, it gave me and it brought me back to this feeling of kilig that enlightened me in a sense that, oh, love is a good feeling. Kilig is a good feeling. Dreaming is a good feeling. So from that moment of anxiety, it pushed me back to just simply enjoy the time of me being alone, being in touch with myself, being in touch with something that I like, which are of course series because I work in the media, and
Yeah.
being in touch with a different kind of love, which not people will all people will appreciate. But I hope, well, we are already starting to appreciate boys' love, but I do hope that the LGBTQ plus love will be appreciated by more people, not just in the Philippines but in the world.
I love that. I mean, it's such a simple thing, diba, to have something like a series that you really enjoy, kind of shift your perspective. But hey, diba, I feel like a lot of people can actually relate to that during,
Definitely.
yeah.
I think
And
so. Sorry, like just to add to that, I think yeah, a lot of people we joke about how puro Netflix na lang tayo ngayon, and even the older generation, yung mga mommy at daddy natin, nag-Netflix na sila ngayon. And my mom, I never thought she would end up watching, Korean dramas, but she got
Uh-huh.
so into it talaga. And I definitely think that is a factor in terms of using it as a way to cope. It's a little bit of escapism, um, escaping your reality and going to another one. And I think that's okay, especially if we just use it to like relax, to kind of just re-energize, refocus, and as parang sinasabi mo nga, Mele, parang these people, these actors behind you, they helped you in ways that they probably never thought they would do. And people like you who are in the entertainment industry, that's what you do. You give us entertainment. You give us insight. You give us a bit of relief from our everyday lives. So I think of course too much of something is it's always bad. But
Mhm.
yeah, it helps. Entertainment, media, arts, part of the arts, right? It helps, especially in times like these.
I agree with you, Bianca. I think what's so peculiar about this experience is that we were forced to be inside. We were
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
forced to do something that we are not used to.
Yeah.
However, I like the fact that people found ways to adapt.
Yes.
And
Yes.
but there are people who use Netflix as a form to adapt to the situation, but there are also people who found ways to improve themselves by creating art, making food. Diba? People
Yes.
people became chefs all of a sudden. People
yeah,
became artists
Actually,
all of a sudden. People became plantitas and plantitas all of a sudden. And these things are simple joys that we can consider, right? And it was an
definitely.
access. It was an access for us to be able to cope to this situation.
yeah.
Definitely. And as you were saying, a lot of people became chefs, and a lot of people became business owners for the very first time. Like you found like several ways to be productive over the years. And then now you started your own home business, right? So, how did Miss Mela come about?
Well, it started with me crying.
My
And it was,
gosh.
yes, it was
Bakit?
me crying because sabi ko nga, paano ako mabubuhay, Lord? Wala akong kikitain. Ano mangyayari sa akin? Yun talaga yung question ko. And then, prior to that, I talked to a friend, to a very good friend of mine, and we were evaluating where my life was as of that moment. Being a freelancer was tough at the very beginning of the pandemic. So, nag-usap kami, anong possibilities. And then, well, after our conversation, I cried. And while I was crying, I glanced upon my favorite peanut butter, Lily's. Lily's peanut butter used to be my favorite peanut butter. Pero again, bago na yung favorite peanut butter ko. So
Siyempre.
yun. Oo. So sabi ko, hala, um, there was a video that I watched before, and I remembered it vividly that it can be done at home. So sabi
Yeah.
ko, I can make a peanut butter at home. So I went onto YouTube, and then yun nga, I was able to see homemade peanut butters. So I chanced upon a couple of videos on YouTube. And then I suddenly called my mom. Sabi ko sa kanya, Ma, what if gumawa ako ng peanut butter? Sabi na nanay ko, because my mom is very business-minded. Sabi niya, sige, sige anak, go, gawin natin yan. 2 days after, she sent me 2 jars of peanut butter that she made.
Yeah.
So she made a recipe of peanut butter on her own by just following the guide that we saw on YouTube. So ganun kasi yung nanay ko she makes things happen. So sabi ko, pero sa nanay ko talaga ha. And then when I went back home in April, I started improving on the recipe. So sabi ko, sige nga, baka naman. So I tried to improve it. I asked some of my friends to do a taste test of it. And up until I reached a point in which, okay, this is the right peanut butter. I discovered it. And then I named it Miss Mela's Peanut Butter. So I started selling it last June, but paused for a while. Up until now, it still is on hold because of the
Yeah.
things that I'm doing right now. But I hope to be back soon, most especially during Christmas time. So,
Yes.
so yun. So I'm very happy to have been able to discover something that I wasn't aware of. I don't have kumbaga parang within me, I don't have that entrepreneur interest. I'm
Yeah.
not an entrepreneur. The best product that I can sell is myself, my talent, and perhaps my body. But um, products aside, I tried it out before, but I wasn't successful. But because I was forced to do it, and I had no choice because I had no source of income. So I had to do it. And little did I know, that was somehow a eureka moment that I can do it. I
Yeah.
can be a business owner. I can make a product of my own, call it my baby, and be proud of it.
Yeah. You know what? Earlier this pandemic, during the lockdown, we had self-help classes together. So it was me, Bianca, Pia, and then one of the things we tackled was I felt the same way. I said I'm not a business-minded person, and then tinanong ako, where does that idea come from? Kasi parang who said so? 'Di ba parang saan nanggaling yung belief na yon? Kasi it's a limiting belief, 'di ba?
Mhm,
Tapos parang
mhm.
ang galing nga na of course the situation is really difficult right now. But parang yun yung naging silver lining na parang may nakikita kang side to yourself and you break through the limits because you have to.
Yes.
'Di ba? I love how you were able to break through that idea. And at the end of the day, I guess maybe some people might be watching and feeling like, ay, hindi ako business minded, hindi ako business person. Just try. 'Di ba? Sino
Exactly.
ba nagsasabi na hindi mo pwedeng magawa? Anyway,
Oh,
naalala ko lang yung kwento na yun kasi I can super relate kasi nga comrade and freelancer, ganyan. Parang, ano, sobrang pareho yung pinagdaanan natin. Well, very similar. Pero you also have an online show now, Mela, di ba? Yung
yes.
Threesome. Can you tell us
Uh,
a bit more about this project?
Well, I've always wanted and dreamt of being a talk show host. Back in college, while I was starting to host events, I hosted the
Yeah.
ORCEP, by the way. So,
Mob, mob!
Mob, yes. Sa lahat po ng mga nanonood, ORCEM ang pinakamasayang event sa Ateneo. Bukod sa graduation, ORCEM. Because it's how we welcome the freshies, right?
Oh
Yeah.
my God. May kwento ko
Yes.
dyan. Can I intercede lang?
Go, go, go.
Si Greggy, he was telling me when we first like met each other, kasi nagkasabay kami sa Ateneo only for like a year. First year ako, fourth year siya. So apparently, gawaan ng mga lalaki. Listen to this, Carla. Gawain daw ng mga lalaki dun sa Ateneo. Sasali sila sa organizing committee ng ORSAM. Or they'll just show up at ORSAM and literally take a look at the new girls coming into Ateneo. Apparently, they do that. So, but
Don't
Guys,
worry.
ang
Don't
nakita
worry.
nila sa akin,
The girls,
naglalakad
girls
habang tumatakbo yung iba.
tapos sabi ni Greggy sa akin, alam mo, nakita kita doon. I remember seeing you in Orsem. Actually, may iba akong girl na gusto noon. Na sinostock ko, kaya ako pumunta doon. Baliw na baliw ako sa kanya. But then, I actually saw you that day and I remember seeing you and I kept thinking, alam mo, ang dami pang mga babae dyan. Ba't ako nagpapakahirap dito? Parang she doesn't like me that much. Ayun nga ako, mas maganda.
Guys, sino siya?
And fast forward to 2020, you are now married to that guy.
Yun lang.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yes, our sim is really fun. Sabi ko nga kanina, hindi lang boys ang gumagawa nun, even girls do it. Oo naman. Siyempre yung mga the potential people who, oh, okay, this one is nice, whatever, whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got to discover my passion for speaking and speaking before an audience. And that's when I thought, why can't I dream of something related to it? And I have always admired Tito Boy Abunda, and he's one of the inspirations because he's an LGBTQ plus member, yet he was able to break barriers on television with a well-respected image. And he has this aura that he carries so well, that he's smart, he's something that you can trust, and he's dependable, and people can actually rely to him. Sabi ko, I want to be him. I want to be like Tito Boy. But hopefully one day I could be a talk show host. Of course, opportunities will be limited during that time. I thought opportunities are limited for us LGBTQ plus. So when I became a writer for ABS-CBN, I thought maybe I was destined to be behind the camera. And that was okay with me. That was totally fine with me. And I was able to work with Tito Boy. Diba? I wrote for The Buzz. And I wrote for the biggest celebrities. I wrote for Casey Concepcion. I wrote for Tony Gonzaga. I wrote for Vice Ganda. I wrote for Billy Crawford. I wrote for these celebrities who are admired on television. And maybe that was the manifestation of my dream being a talk show host. And then when this pandemic came, sabi ko, nagagawin natin. Yun na naman talaga. Hanggang dito na lang ba tayo sa bahay? Will we not do anything? And that's when I learned about live streaming. I discovered live streaming when people were doing it. And then it led me to StreamYard, the format that we are using right now. And I studied it, I researched about it, and told myself, you know what? I can make my dream come true. I can be I can be a talk show host on a show that I can produce.
Yes.
And and that was the moment in which I realized this is definitely instrumental for me to be making things happen. So I thought of something that I am passionate about, which is intimate and personal conversations. When I talk to people, I don't know why, but I consider this as a gift. I get to be in touch with their emotions and just be authentic with them. And I get a beautiful response out from them. And I am very thankful for that gift. So when I conceptualize the talk show, sabi ko, it must be intimate, it must be bold, and it must be personal. And then my friend, who's also a writer for ABS-CBN, sabi niya, why not involve your audience? Sabi ko, sige, ganyan. And that's the moment we thought of, okay, it's a three-dimensional talk show. It involves me, my guest, and the audience. Kaya siya threesome. Ako, ikaw, siya.
I love that. And
Okay.
I think it's really such a gift to have to be a host and to really connect kasi I mean, like, obviously people might think that every host has it, pero hindi, mahirap talaga siyang, parang it's an internal skill also eh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's very true.
Yeah.
Like, talk about talent. You are like a one woman production house. Parang ganun, because you write, you know how to write, you know how to host, you know how to act. You have the physical attributes that
Thank
make
you.
that make you suited for in front of the camera. And I think na tama lang yan na, and again, with this pandemic, this is the time to really figure out your skills, figure out how you can hone your skills, and you are definitely, I think, doing that and more. And can I just say, Tito Boy, I also love him. Honestly, if he runs for president, I will definitely vote for him. Totoo lang, sa totoo lang. He's amazing. He's amazing. And grabe. But grabe, Mela, like, how many episodes in are you now? Sa
So far,
Tucson?
I've done 11, and I'm looking forward to doing more, and hopefully I could invite both of you.
Oh, definitely.
Yes, we would
Definitely.
love to be part of your show. Oh my
Yes, and
gosh.
Pia, if you're watching right now, I am definitely inviting all of you three, one per episode.
Okay, kasi sabihin ko,
Yay!
hindi na siya threesome kung, ano, apat na tayo. Foursome.
Kaya mo yan, kaya mo yan. Math 101. Hanggang math 11 lang yung courses ko.
Gusto ko
Totoo
yung
yan.
Math 11. Oh my God.
Ganun lang. So yeah.
Given na ang dami mo nang ginagawa in the entertainment industry, parang paano ka napunta sa pageant? Or was it something that you always wanted to do growing up?
It was my first dream. My first dream as a 4-year-old was to be Miss Universe. Diba? It brings me back to the child in me that
Yeah.
when I saw Miss Universe 1991, when Lupita Jones was crowned, sabi ko talaga sa sarili ko, I want to be her. I embodied and imbibed that spirit of being regal, of being elegant, and being able to just carry that sash with your country on. And I knew that it was a very big deal to be able to be on stage with so many girls representing your respective countries. And when you win the crown, that's a very big deal. So that was the moment I realized I was also different. The moment I saw that woman and I wanted to be her, but my titos who were around me, kasi sila yung nagpapalaki sa akin, sabi nila, hindi ka pwede maging Miss Universe. Sabi ko, bakit? Eh, boy ka. And I was in fact called boy at home. Sabi ko, boy nga yung pangalan mo eh. So, sabi ko, ha? Okay. So, as a kid, that was very heartbreaking on my end. So, sabi ko, okay, I'll just become a fan. So, I never missed a Miss Universe pageant in my 33 years. Diba? I have never missed. Diba? Siguro yung hanggang 3
One
years
and two.
old. Hanggang 3 years old. Oo nga. Yun pala. But, since my 4th year, and now that I am 33, I have never missed any of the pageants. And I know by heart who won in every year. So yung interest talaga na andon. And there was also an interest for me to discover culture because of that. Nandun yung fascination about flags, about geography, about culture. So dun na rin, nagsanga-sanga na rin yon. And then, growing up, I've always thought of me as a queen. So, ganun na yung self-identification ko. I'm a queen, I'm a queen, I'm a queen. And by the time I embraced my womanhood and started my journey to womanhood, that's when I fully embraced my being a queen. And then, sabi ko, ang saya ng feeling that I get to own it. Diba? I get to own it. And then last June, while I was browsing through Facebook, the ad for Miss Trans Global came out. When I transitioned 2017, 2018, I tried applying for Miss International Queen. Submit lang. Sabi ko, why not? Diba? Wala namang masama. Yun yung sinasabi ko, if you want something, just do it. If it's not for you, it's not for you. But the moment you try it out, there's a little chance of you making it. So that's what I've always believed in. All you just need is to try. And then things will unfold. If it's meant for you, it will definitely happen. So I submitted. Sabi ko, this is an inclusive pageant. Miss Trans Global is a pageant made by trans women. And what I loved most about it is that it cares about the LGBTQ plus advocacy. And being an advocate and an activist myself, that's very important.
Yeah.
What will I do after I win? Will I be able to be a representative? Will I be able to carry the LGBTQ plus flag? Those were the considerations. And because that's the thrust of Miss Trans Global, I just submitted a 30-second audition video. Yun lang, without any expectations. Sabi ko, try lang. Submit natin. And then 2 weeks after, I received this letter saying that, hey, you were chosen to be part of Miss Trans Global 2020. You're now one of the candidates representing the Philippines. So I became one of the 18 candidates. Diba? And that's the beginning of it. And when I received it, sabi ko, there's no holding back. This is it. Miss Universe may not be for me, but Miss Trans Global could be my title.
Yeah.
And then now, I'm meant to be Miss Trans Global.
Grabe, ganun lang. Like, definitely faith. You were just looking through Facebook and the ad came up and then you said, let's just do this. Grabe yun. I realized tayo mga tao, like, we have a, although ako, at least me, I have a tendency of fearing the start of something. Like, mas kinakabahan ako, mas na-anxiety ako pag iniisip ko na, kailangan ko i-start ang isang bagay or gusto ko i-try gawin ang isang bagay. But then the moment na I get over that, I get over myself, I get over my fears of failing and be like, you know what, let's just do this. Bahala na if it's, if I'm gonna be good at it or not. Let's just do it. If I'm gonna win it or not, let's just do it. And then, nandun na, like, all of a sudden, nandun na yung focus mo, nandun na yung drive mo. I think we really just need to get over that hump or that fear of failing at something, or at least making or putting something or thinking that something can take our self-worth away, I guess. Kasi yun naman yung fear na I'm not gonna be good enough, diba? But I think it's worth to try it. And also to think that it's not about that too. It's not about your worth. It's about what you put in and what you want to share to the world. And grabe, I just want to know, like, how did that go? How did the pageant go? It was a purely virtual pageant. So nag-submit kayo ng pictures. And then what happened from the moment that you realized that you were one of the candidates to the crowning day, or the crowning day.
So we already knew that the pageant was digital. It was actually conceptualized to be digital.
Yes.
To begin with, yes. So the vision was, we hope the organizers wanted the pageant to be digital because they wanted to reach to transgender women who cannot afford to fly. And that's a very huge deal for trans people. A lot of us are inclined with joining pageants. However, not everyone has the chance to do it because of financial constraints. Most of them, kumbaga parang sponsor themselves or try to look for funds in order for them to join big pageants such as Miss International Queen or Miss Trans Star International or Miss T World. So these are the trans pageants. But for Miss Trans Global, sabi nila, let's break away from those pageants and try to accommodate and be inclusive. So we already knew that it was going to be digital. And then when we got accepted, we were handed a brochure in which all of the segments were there, the deadlines were there, and we were asked to submit all the video requirements in each of the deadlines. So merong ganong process. So this is going to be fun. One, because I used to work for the TV industry, and this is something that I missed. So, and also at the same time, I thought that's going to be an advantage because I worked in the production industry. And then what was somehow a gift was that my siblings were also into production. My brother graduated from UST advertising, and he likes camera movements. He likes directing. So sabi niya, he could be my director. My sister is passionate about vlogging. So she's the one who was in charge for editing. And the
Yeah.
other one is a fan of vlogs. So siya naman yung namimili ng mga shots ko. So all of a sudden, it became a family affair. The production, from the very first video that I made, down to the final videos that we submitted, it was all made not just by me, but my family, with my parents cheering on the side. I remember it clearly that when we submitted the talent competition, I was shooting, I was singing and dancing in front of my parents. Oh, nakakatuwa. So, if there's one thing that I will remember from this experience, I was able to foster a very, very good relationship with my family. I am close to them from the very beginning, and I just became closer to them because that feeling of support, that feeling of acceptance, and that feeling of riding with you until the end, that was the source of my strength. And they let me believe that I could win the pageant to the end.
I love that. And that gives even, I remember kasi seeing your winning moment and you were with your family when they made the announcement. So hearing that story, grabe, parang, I'm sure that moment was super special for you. Can you tell us a bit more about yung in-announce na ikaw yung winner?
Super very special yon. I remember, by the way, I am now celebrating my first month as Miss Trans Global. Today is October
Happy
13.
monthsary.
Happy monthsary. It was September 12. So,
Yeah.
1 month na. So, because everything was submitted already, even our reactions, sinabi lang sa amin ng Miss Trans Global, just shoot yourselves na while watching the coronation. And on the coronation day, I prayed. Sabi ko, Lord, if this is for me and you think that this opportunity will make me a better trans woman and will allow me to represent my community even more, then let me win. If not, help me accept it because to be upfront, I was a front runner. I garnered three special awards. I was a runner-up in two other competitions. I was the highest in the evening gown and in the beachwear. So parang ang laki nung laban. So sabi ng mga kapatid ko, ako, malakas ang laban mo dito, malakas ang laban mo dito. But the defining round will always be Q&A. Because
Yeah.
for Miss Trans Global, it's very important that the winner is smart. I was with really, really smart candidates. So I knew that even if I was good at the other rounds of the competitions, the Q&A will be a make or break round. So up until I hear my answer alongside their answers, dun lang ako magiging parang confident sa sarili ko that I have a really high chances of winning. So sabi
Yeah.
ko, okay, sige. Throughout the 2 hour and a half competition, kaba-kaba talaga. And during the announcement, sabi ko, okay, make or break ito. I was eyeing for two, kumbaga, big contenders. It was Miss Ghana and Miss Australia. They were really great, awesome contenders. Plus, I was also beside two other Filipinas pa who were also really, really good. Kasi sa finalists, tatlo na lang kaming Pinay na natira. Okay, so in-announce na in-announce yung panalo. By the time na Miss Trans Global na-announce na si Ghana, na-announce na si Australia. Okay, sabi ko, hala, posibleng manalo. Pero hindi pa ako pwedeng mag-celebrate kasi pag tinawag yung Philippines, may dalawa pang kasama.
Yeah, oo nga.
Oo, may dalawa pang kasama. So when Miss Sahara announced and the Queen Global is Miss Philippines, hindi pa ako nagre-react kasi tatlo pa kami. And then when I heard Meh, I knew it was me. I really knew it was me. So I screamed everything out of me and just enjoyed the moment and told myself, nanalo ako. As in. So it was a very, very a memorable moment on my end because it was a dream come true. I was with my family. Kung nakita niyo yung video, I was hugging my mama. We were jumping
Yeah.
out of joy. Sabi ko sa kanya, "Ma, nanalo tayo, nanalo tayo." Ang saya-saya naming anim na it wasn't just my victory. It was my family's victory too. Plus, the victory was historic because this is the first time the pageant was held and the crown was won by the Philippines.
Yeah.
Yes.
And it's something to be proud of.
I
Definitely,
love
definitely.
that. That's such a nice story.
More than enough. Na, ang maganda kasi doon, parang ang supportive nga ng family nyo. And it all happened, I guess, during the quarantine. So, at least you guys were super busy, like, concentrating on this as a family. I guess,
Yeah.
nakauwi ka na ng Marikina at this point, no?
Yes,
So,
oo.
grabe, buti na lang, they were so game to do it. Kasi I'm sure it would have been so much harder, you know? Like I keep saying about the girls who are doing virtual pageants, is, you know, the Miss Universe Philippines and Binibining Pilipinas, and Miss Earth too. Grabe din yung tulong na kailangan kasi
Yes.
ang daming kailangan gawin. Hindi lang siya, okay, maganda lang ako, tapos na.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh, diba? In a live pageant, all you need to do is just be beautiful, just be present, be on stage and do your thing. Dito hindi. Parang in every single aspect, habang mini-makeupan ako, sinasabi ko sa kapatid ko, oh, alam mo na ba yung shots na gagawin natin? Gusto ko dito ko maglalakad. So I was also the producer during that time while I'm being made up by my sister. Tapos, habang naglalakad ako, so syempre iniisip mo rin, shucks, maganda kaya yung shot? Okay ba yung shot? Ganyan-ganyan. Tapos i-review namin ulit. Tapos sasabihin namin, okay, sige, isa pang take. Okay, gusto ko ganito naman, ganyan. So it was a collaboration and I'm very blessed because my team was my family.
Yeah.
Diba? Parang if I didn't have my family by my side, I would have gone crazy because it's very difficult to produce a video. Diba?
It's definitely one of the things why I'm delaying my YouTube, my vlog.
Kasi
Because
mahirap
I
siya.
know how much work it entails, man. It's not just fun and games. People think it's easy money. Dahil naman ng mga YouTubers na yan, or no, they work hard for that. What you see, that final product that you see, that is hours and hours of hard work behind the camera as well. And for you to be able to win the very first, you know, this very first title for the Philippines, grabe, congratulations talaga. And how was, like, how did they crown you? Like, they just announced, or how did the crowning moment go?
Well, there is still no crowning moment, pero yan ang dapat
Okay.
yung abangan because they will be sending the crown and the sash to the Philippines. And then I will have my own coronation day. And it will be most meaningful as my parents will be putting the crown on my head.
Aww.
Oh, I'm very excited about that.
Ang ganda. That's gonna be such a beautiful moment.
It is.
Gusto ko ganun din yung crowning moment ko. Also, you get to keep the crown.
I get to keep the crown. Yes, the crown that will be sent to me is already mine.
I love that. Ang saya. Si Mar.
Diba?
Bibilang ka
I know how
naman
you
ng
feel.
corona.
Andaya.
Pero
Oh my
sabi mo
gosh.
nga, it's been a month like
Yeah.
since you won the title. Ramdam mo na ba yung impact? And ano ba yung goals mo for your reign?
For your reign. Yeah.
When I won, I never imagined that the Philippines would receive it so well. Kasi the pageant was new. And only a few knew of it. Most of them were the people who follow me on social media, the people I've met before, and they know that I've joined Miss Trans Global. And by the time that news agencies were reporting about my win, I did not expect that I would be receiving so much love from the Filipino people. As in, I keep on getting messages of love up until now. Na nagko-congratulate sa akin at nagpapasalamat because I was able to give honor to the country, especially in this time of crisis, 'di ba? And that meant a lot to me because it brought me to that reflection that even if trans women are looked down by some of the people in the society, I, as a trans woman who tries to be the strongest that I am, who tries to be the best that I can be, and who tries to excel in any field that I get into, I can be a pride of this country. I can bring home so much honor to this country. And that crown is a reflection that I can do something for this country. Kaya ang saya ko. And looking forward, part of the pageant was to lay down your plans in case you win. Yun yung the Queen's speech. Yun yung first task namin, to do a Queen's speech. And then, I lay down 3 plans. One is the support group for trans women. It's called Transform Woman. So it's an online support group in which trans women can just gather and share their experiences and ask questions so that they can enjoy their journey to womanhood even more. Because while I was transitioning, the help of these 3 important trans women whom I call trans sisters, si Jani, si Louie, tsaka si Patch, they were my strongest support and they guided me through. At alam ko na kailangan ng bawat isang trans woman ng malakas na suporta. So hopefully that's the venue for that. The second plan is to be able to produce what I call true colors. So I envision it as Humans of New York to be similar to the venue in which they will be featuring different people. In my case, I will be featuring LGBTQ plus heroes and just talk about how they're being victorious in their respective fields is a reflection of the power of every single LGBTQ plus. So I want to take pride in the leadership, in the artistry, in the talent of every LGBTQ plus. Diba? Kasi I put value in it. And lastly, is a campaign called Womanity, which I'm hoping to invite you as well, because this is a union of women valuing humanity. By being united, we can tell each other that you're a cisgender woman and I am a transgender woman, and we are women sharing the same spaces, holding each other's hands, and just letting the world know how powerful we are as individuals. And this is very important to me, that we are able to be side by side, shoulder to shoulder, and just seeing that we can be a support system to one another, that our womanhood is the same, though different. Our womanhood is unique, but we have these intersections in which we can call each other as a girl, miss, woman, you're powerful.
I
These are
completely agree with that.
You know what? Even before you came on the show and I announced on the Queendom, we had so many comments. Very excited about having you here, and we actually had a comment. I'm just gonna skip to it now because it's related to your projects. Sabi ni Gian Jimenez na he spoke about your projects nga, yung Transform Woman, True Colors and Womanity. Sabi niya, sana may magsusupport na. At ngayon pa lang may nagsusupport na kasi sobrang excited daw niya for the projects and they are supporting you 100%. And of course, nandito rin kami. If you need anything, we will gladly support and take part in these amazing projects. And ang ganda talaga, ang napakalaking bagay niyan kung bakit ka rin nakoronahan.
Definitely,
Maraming
100%.
salamat. Just a tidbit, by the way, yung hashtag Womanity came about when you interviewed Size.
Really?
Yes, I
You
remember
mentioned of it.
that.
You mentioned of it. And when I heard of it, sabi ko sa kanya, Size, pahiram naman ng Womanity. Because I want to launch it as a campaign. Because for me, the essence of a woman and women uniting is a showcase of humanity. 'Di ba? Kaya ang powerful ng salitang humanity, sabi ko, Thais, pahiram ako. At very, very ano naman siya, generous naman siya, pinahiram niya sa akin yung humanity.
Ang ganda nga ng ano na yun. Ang ganda ng term na yun.
I remember that. I remember we talked
Yeah.
about that. And, yun nga, sabi ko nga, wait lang. Galing Queentuhan yan
Yes.
Pero, grabe, honestly, the work that you had to put in, even just planning your reign, not a lot of organizations ask their candidates to lay out a plan in
Yeah.
case you win. So they're super thorough about that, and
Yes.
it shows that they're serious about their cause. So, can you tell us just a little bit more about the organization? What do they stand for? I mean, where are they even based? Like things like that.
Well, Miss Trans Global Organization is based in London, and it is comprised of trans women,
Yes.
empowered trans women who care about the advocacy and activism for trans rights and LGBTQIA rights.
Yes.
The movers of these are empowered women who just gathered together and thought of believing that trans women can have a platform of their own in which they can be vocal and just lay down the things that the society needs in terms of understanding what a trans woman is, who a trans woman can be, who a trans woman, why a trans woman is essential in the society. So
Yeah.
I think that's what I loved about the organization,
Yeah.
that they are very much concerned in highlighting the essence and the power, the capabilities and the uniqueness of trans women all over the world. So I value my relationship with the organization, and I'm very happy that I get to represent them. Not just in my year, but I will forever carry the name
Forever
Miss Trans
because
Global.
the
I'm not
very
sure if that
first.
was their official page, pero nag-comment yun sila kanina na we love you, Queen Mela. I think it was. So,
Oh, that's
Yes.
so sweet. Super
kudos to the
supportive.
organization for being so amazing,
Yes.
and for really pushing these beautiful projects ng kanilang mga queens, di ba? And you know what? I also wanted to talk to you about another amazing advocacy that you've been pushing because you are involved with the We the Youth Vote campaign. So sobrang importante itong pag-usapan. So can you tell us a bit more about
Important.
this?
Well, I'm very passionate about We the Youth Vote. I'm very lucky to have been invited to join this community of like-minded individuals who is very much concerned with our country. When this was thought of, it was initiated by four people from different industries, and then they tapped their networks who wants to join in this endeavor. And then when I was tapped, sabi ko, yes, I definitely want to. Because coming from the background that I ran for public office in 2016, here
Yeah.
in Marikina as a city councilor, I know how the elections are valuable to the society because we get to elect the leaders who will be running not just the country, but also the cities and municipalities that we are in. And right now, during the pandemic, I think this is a very defining moment for leadership and for
Yes.
leaders all over the country, that the way they respond to this crisis right now is a reflection of their desire to help out and be of public service, to serve their purpose of why they ran for the in the very first place. So sabi ko, we have to do this now because I have to be upfront. I am not happy. I am not happy with how the national government is running this country in terms of responding to the situation. I'm fortunate to live in a city called Marikina, in which our leaders are very much efficient, in which we can experience actually free swab tests every day. The city of Marikina is providing that. However, what we could have done as a nation, we could have pushed for a mass testing, we could have pushed for scientific and, for me, evidence-based solutions. That is not being done. So I think that this country needs great leadership. Today, we just saw a great debacle in the Congress. Two people are just trying their best to own a seat of power. And you see how hungry they are. And for me, that is not a sign of who a leader should be. Because for me, a good leader will always put the interest of the public first before his or hers or theirs. Importante para sa akin yung lengguwahe ng pagresponde sa krisis na ito dahil ang nakararami ang nakasalalay. That's why I involved myself in We the Youth Vote, because the youth, millennials and Gen Z, these individuals aged 18 to 39, we will be 40 million according to Philippine Statistics Authority by 2022. Our numbers are expected to be 40 million. And if we all register, if we all exercise our right and our responsibility to vote and guard our vote and stand for our vote, then it will mean something. Because for me, voting is stating your voice. To vote is to voice out a personal decision. And as you voice out that personal decision, you actually uphold yourself to be contributory to nation building. Mahalaga yung kapangyarihan na yon. Kaya I am very much passionate and into this movement of encouraging all eligible youth voters, those who are 16 right now, and if you are to become 18 by May 9, 2020, you are eligible to vote. Please do register. If you are a millennial like me in your 30s and you haven't voted, now is the time to do so. Now is the time to go to your respective COMELEC offices. Mali, ang unahin pala natin ay mag-schedule muna online. Kasi lahat pala ay required na mag-schedule online. Diba? Book a schedule online, then print out 3 forms, fill it out, do not sign it yet, and then go to your respective COMELEC offices with your face masks, face shields, ball pen, alcohol, everything, so as to be safe. Because it's very important that you do it. Yes, we have this fear of maybe we will feel unsafe about the situation right now because of the health crisis that we are in. But we will be more unsafe if we don't let ourselves to decide by 2020. It's a must, and we must act now.
It is very important for all of us to register. And I guess we can also, like, magtulungan tayo. If ever magpaparegister kayo in a specific city, maybe share it with your friends, with your family, para we all kind of like encourage each other to be able to register as soon as possible in a safe manner.
Mm-hmm. People are asking actually, is the youth vote favoring a particular party? No, not really. You can support whoever you want to support as long as you register, you educate yourself with the things that you need in order to evaluate the leaders who will be running in 2022. Kailangan mong i-educate ang sarili mo kasi kailangan mong malaman ito bang mga taong ito maaasahan sa oras ng krisis, maasahan sa oras na kailangan ng inang bayan, maasahan sa oras ng kailangan ng serbisyo publiko. Because truth be told, there are a lot of politicians right now who aren't really public servants. They're very evident right now. And if we want change, if we want real change, then we must register, make sure we can vote, and make sure we vote by 2022, and make sure we guard our vote by 2020, after 2022. Importante yung guarding of vote. Ito nga yung sinasabi ng lahat eh. Huwag ka magreklamo kung hindi ka bumoto. Tama yun. Tama yun. Because you weren't able to give any contributions to the society. Pero pag nagbayad ka sa pamagitan ng boto mo, dapat lang nasingilin mo yung mga binayaran mo ng boto mo. Kasi sinabi mo, binoto kita, tinayaan kita. Kaya dapat bigyan ka nila ng karampatang serbisyo publiko. Yun lang naman yung gusto natin. The leadership and public service this country deserve.
And I thank you, Chus. But honestly, I incredibly agree with that. This is true in not just our nation, but in all nations. You know, it is so important who we vote into office in terms of where our country is going, where we want it to go, what is important to us. And of course, guys, alam naman natin, kung sino yung mga self-serving dyan. You know, I think we are smart enough to discern. And tama yan, it's so important to vote, to register. So registration is open right now, if I'm correct, yes. And
Yes.
it will be open for
September of 2021.
until September 2021. So you guys hear that? Go register to vote. Register now while it's early so you don't have long lines. Ito yung kagandahan na mahaba yung registration term because hindi tayo magkukumpul-kumpulan. So let's not procrastinate. I am such a procrastinator. I do everything last minute. Oh my God. But I know that in times like these, with something so important as voting, we shouldn't cram that. We should do that as soon as possible. But of course, safely. I super agree with what Carla said. Start with your own circle. You know, tara, mommy, daddy, register to vote naman tayo dyan. O ate, kuya, my little 18-year-old brother, you know, let's register to vote. Come on. You start with doing that, you know, and then barkada. Make it a barkada thing. Ano, guys?
Yay!
Register na ba kayo? Diba? May mga ganun. And again, do not get us wrong. You know, we do have our own opinions about the kind of governance that we expect and we think we deserve. But voting is something that every single person should do. Like Mela said, regardless of who you want to vote for, that's on you. That's your thing. We're not here to sway you one way or the other, but we do want you to vote. And we also want you to vote responsibly.
Yes.
Research your candidates, research what policies they stand for, what their plans are for the country, real plans. See if if in their history have they done things that prove what they're saying. Huwag tayo magpabola anymore. It's not about dancing anymore. It's not about the catchiest campaign slogan anymore, guys. Let's be conscious. Let's deliberate. You know, let's be intelligent about this. And I know sometimes, alam ko, minsan, pag, let's say, nandyan yung pera, or may kakilala ka na nasa gobyerno, at alam mo kung manalo siya, may mga pabor kang makukuha. Alam ko may mga ganong factors, guys, pero sabihin na lang natin, let's be blunt. Let's think about the greater good. Let's think about the community. Let's think about the country, because that's the only way we're gonna survive. If we all just think about ourselves and how we're gonna make money, how our family can make money, how just my little community can make money, we are not gonna survive, or it's not gonna be a good world. You know, let's think about everyone. Who will make this country good for everyone, from the poorest of the poor to, let's say, the richest of the rich. I don't know. I don't care. But it's just make sure that you're voting for the right reasons, and it's about not just you and your little family, but the community and the country. So that's my piece.
And I thank you also, Bianca. No, but beautiful words, because I think that a lot of people maybe in the past would have been apathetic because wala namang masyadong nararamdaman, but the pandemic has been an eye-opener for all of us kung gaano kalaki talaga yung impact ng ating mga leaders sa buhay natin. So I think that, you know, if ever nga you haven't voted in the past, now is definitely the time. So educate yourself how to do it. They said it all. Hindi ko na ulitin, guys.
Yes.
Yun nga. But of course, we'll also be sharing on our social media accounts what you need to register, kung ano ba yung mga kailangan yung malaman. So if ever, and you can also check the We the Youth Vote social media accounts as well if you need additional info. Queen Mela, this has been such an insightful, educational conversation with you about so many topics that need to be talked about, and we probably need several more episodes to be able to cover, all these things. Kasi ang ganda talaga ng kwentuhan. Our queendom is very, very happy. Natutuwa sila sa ating kwentuhan for tonight. I guess finally, I just want to ask, what's your message to all of the viewers who might still be struggling to find their footing given what's been happening in 2020?
I think it's a very important phase in our lives to be confused, to find ourselves, to find our own voices, because not all of us aren't born with the voice that we have, but we all have the opportunity to gain them, to own them, and to be them. And I hope that we will be able to take a step so that we can discover our respective voices, because these voices are crucial to be heard. They are very much essential because that's why we're created human beings. We are created with purposes. And I think the purpose that we should be able to live by is that we have our talents, we have our own intelligences, we have our own skills, and we were graced with the things, the beautiful things that we can be proud of. All we just need to do is enrich them, put value on them, believe in them, because we can all be powerful on our own. If you believe that your voice is small, this I say to you, no voice is small. Because as long as you live in this world and you have that space to be able to inspire, educate, influence, and perhaps just live your life in a manner that people can say, this is a person that we should admire, then you
Yeah.
are living your purpose. You are living your life.
Thank you so much for inspiring all of us tonight. Queen Mela, reality
Thank you very
applause.
much. Maraming salamat. Thank you very much for allowing me to visit your kingdom. It is a pleasure to be owning and taking up a space with you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mela. We will see you soon. Kasi kami naman
Yes.
yung pupunta sa show mo.
Yes.
Kami
Talaga
naman ang
naman.
bibisita.
Mag-threesome tayo.
Yes.
Magka-threesome
Again.
tayo.
Ano? Sorry. Hindi ko narinig.
Sabi ko, woo, magta-threesome tayo.
Sorry.
I'm a married woman. I can't be doing these things.
Don't worry, it will be a wholesome threesome.
It will be.
Thank you. Oh my
Again,
God.
congratulations
Thank you so much.
and thank you so
Thank
much.
you.
Thank
See you
you.
soon.
See you. Bye.
Nandito rin yung mga Ashties. Hello, Ashtie.
Hi,
Ashtie
Ashley.
Becky. Ashtie Mox. Hello. Alvin Dan Gutierrez. Hello. Okay, shout out sa mga
Alvin.
nanonood pa rin. Thank you for staying. Dahil nag-stay
Yes.
kayo, nandito pa kayo
May
para sa aming giveaway for today. So it's time for our Queentuhan fanfare. And we are heading back to our usual trivia game. Sa mga
Yeah.
usuals, alam nyo na yung kailangan gawin. But for the newbies, first one to answer all 3 questions after we say go. So dapat 3 po ang sagot ninyo, will win our prize for today. And that prize is delicious Grom Gelato. Grom's is said to be the best gelato in Italy, created with naturally sourced ingredients. So there you have it, magkaka-ice cream party ang ating winner. So let us give the questions, Mar. Ito. Ready na ba kayo, guys? Ready na ba?
Alright.
Okay.
Ready na?
First
Alright.
question. Dahil ito ang ating season finale. Season 2 finale. Name 3 guests that we had for season 2 of Queentuhan. Medyo pahirap. Marami
Medyo
kayong
mahirap
sasabihin. Name 3 guests that we had for season 2 of Queentuhan. Mar, next question.
Next question. Today is episode number blank for season 2 of Queentuhan. So, pang ilang episode na po ito, guys?
Question number 3. We talked about things that you need to vote when you register. What that
To
you need to
bring.
vote to bring when you register to vote. Sabaw na ako. Tinitingnan ko kasi yung ice cream na hawak mo. Ay, yung gelato na hawak mo. Sorry. Name 2 of the things that you need to bring when you register to vote. Okay, ready,
What?
set,
Go!
go!
Pam 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 pam. Pam 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 pam. Alright.
Tapos natin, alcohol ID. Ang bilis ni Xavier Aquino Velasco. Wait, sorry. Are you in Metro Manila? Please confirm. Dahil
Yeah, sorry.
ice cream ang ating pag-giveaway.
Hindi namin pwede ipadala sa ibang lugar, guys. Hanggang Manila lang po tayo.
Our Grom
Sorry.
gelato will melt if we ship it. Anyway, we'll list down the
Yeah.
mga potential winners and then
Sige,
we will
let's...
get in touch with you after the show.
Ayan! Valenzuela lang siya. Ayan, I see it.
Valenzuela, okay.
Valenzuela. So, pasok sa banga. Tama ba? Pasok ba? Tama. Oh, pasok!
Congratulations!
Congratulations!
Yay!
You
Ang bilis mo
win.
sumagot. I love it. Thank you so much to everyone who stayed, who has been supporting our show, Queentuhan. We're so thankful for all of you. I swear, we really enjoy having these Queentuhans with you guys. And I can't believe we're wrapping up season 2. Actually, may magtatanong kung ito na ba yung last ever ep namin. Hindi po. We are confirming that we will have another season. Don't worry.
Guys,
So
naman.
again, yeah, we're going to take a break, but we're inviting all of you to please join the Queendom kasi dun talaga kami most active.
Yes.
Dun namin napopost ang aming mga updates. So season 3 updates will be coming up soon. Do not forget to do that. And in the meantime, if you want to listen to our past episodes, you can go ahead and watch all of them or listen to all of them. They are on Spotify, on the Tripod Network Facebook page, and on Pia's YouTube channel. Pia, we missed you tonight.
Tino ba si Carlo tuloy? Mag-isa lang siya nag-host.
Kumain na lang tong si Bianca porket kinasal na. Ano na, kakain na lang ng Grom gelato, gano'n. But yeah, thank you so much for joining. Please watch out for our updates and we will see you for Queentuhan Season 3.
Bye, guys!